Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. You know, it wouldn't be a season of Alliance War without me being really late on my War Rewards video. And here we are. The War Rewards have been out for probably 2, maybe 3 days now. And I've just been so busy with work and other videos. My kids started school this week. I just haven't had any time to sit down and record my opening. But here we are, finally, as it were. So as usual, we're going to go through the rewards themselves first, and then I would encourage you to stick around for the season review part of the video where I go through all of my fights, kind of how the Alliance fared this season, things like that. So yeah, as you can see, at SSX we finished number 5 overall this season, another top 10 finish, which is kind of what our goal is every season. And with that comes another copy of 7-star Scarlet Witch, so that brings her up to SIG 40 for us. So remember last season, SSX finished number 3 overall, so we actually got 2 copies of her. So 20 extra SIGs on her is pretty great. And actually, they just announced yesterday, maybe, or the day before, there's an update coming for War Rewards. I think it's for this coming season 52. And she's actually no longer in the War Rewards. So if you don't have a copy of 7-star Scarlet Witch, there is currently no way to get her going forward. I'm sure they'll add her to offers or the base pool eventually or whatever. But for the time being, she is like a true exclusive champ, which is pretty cool. And having her at SIG 40 is really nice as well. Those 7-star SIG stones are still pretty rare. Other than that, we've got a nice amount of Tier 4 Alpha. I think this is half of a Catalyst. This will give me a 4th one. I've been kind of hemming and hawing on who to take up to rank 3, but we'll get that done probably in the next week or so. And then we have 9 of these Loyalty Crystal Shatter tokens, so I'm going to split these between the 7-star shards and the pieces of a Loyalty Crystal. I've recently kind of convinced myself that that Void is never leaving this Loyalty Crystal, and that the pools for the Loyalty Crystal and the Incursions Crystal are never going to be recycled. And maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to the 7-stars. We have a bunch of 7-stars to open today. I think we're going to have 7 total. And then we'll also have, assuming we get like 1, maybe 2 dupes from those 7-stars, we'll also have enough Titan shards to open a Titan Crystal, so we'll do that too. And then the rest of these don't really matter. It's wild that we're still getting 6-star shards in 2024 for a top 10 finish. I think these have been removed from the updated rewards, which is really, really great. All right, so let's go ahead and claim these, and we'll get right into the opening. All right, here we are. We have 7 7-star hero crystals. I have been saving up 7-star shards for roughly 3 weeks now, and I talked about this at the start of the video, but I was initially saving these shards in anticipation of September, because September, as you might know, will be the 1-year anniversary, if you will, of them introducing the Loyalty and Incursions crystals. And I had myself, convinced for a while that, after a year of exclusivity, those champions would be rolled into the base pool, and those crystals would be refreshed with 12 new champions. However, I've recently kind of changed my mind on that, and the reason I changed my mind is when I looked at the remaining list of champions in the game who do not yet exist as 7-stars, and you kind of take out the ones that are like too broken to be a 7-star, like your Hercules, your Archangel, your Ghost, and then you take out the ones who are so bad that nobody would care if they were a 7-star. There are really not a lot of champions left over, and this is my opinion, I really think that they are not going to waste 12 of those champions on a pool refresh, especially when they are offering 6 at a time, like essentially for sale. During like the reunion event here, they're offering these champions, and then they offer them during like Omega Days. They had 6 of them available. The Gifted Guardians, if you remember those champions. So it's more profitable for them, for sure, to be offering them for money rather than in a crystal that you can earn. So at the moment, I am assuming that the Incursions and Loyalty Crystal pools are never going to change, and those champions will be locked in there probably forever. So super disappointing. Obviously, I don't know one way or the other for sure, but that's kind of my direction. So I'm not going to hold on to these shards any longer. Let's go ahead and claim all 7 of these, and hopefully we get something good. So the base pool was actually just refreshed not long ago when the Titan pool rolled over. So there are a bunch of newer champs in here. I think Onslaught's in the base pool now. I think Kushala is as well. Either of those would be really great pulls, but we're just hoping for some good stuff. And with 7 chances, let's hope we hit on at least one of these. So, and again, we need, I think, 1 or 2 dupes in order to get enough Titan shards for that Titan crystal. So, all right, 7-star number 1 is getting us a Ma. Is that a dupe or do I not have him yet? I actually don't remember. Oh, I don't have him. All right, that's cool. Ma, pretty interesting character. I might rank him up for something like defense maybe. Yeah, I'm not upset with that one. All right, let's go ahead for 7-star number 2. Actually, the best thing about that Ma pull probably is that my my arena teams are now even once again, which is really nice. And if you're an arena grinder and you get down to the end of your roster and you only have like 1 or 2 7-stars left, it's very annoying. So that's I'll be happy with that. All right, 7-star number 2, getting us a, come on, somebody really good. Penny Parker, that is also new. That is interesting as well. Penny Parker, really good for Path 9A in War. Yeah, defensively, she doesn't really have much value anymore. They hard countered her way too quickly. But that's cool. That's also a new champ. And now I just got done saying that my arena teams were balanced, and now they're unbalanced. So rip. I see Red Skull in the basic. That would also be fantastic. Bullseye dupe would be cool. I see him running around in the reel there. All right, 7-star number 3, Photon dupe would be awesome. Getting us a more Sigs on Sasquatch, that's fine. I have him at rank 2. Feel like he's kind of fallen off a bit as a defender, unless you have him at rank 3. I'm not really interested in taking him up to rank 3 at the present moment. So, but I'll take those Sigs, that's fine. More Mystic ISO, always good as well. All right, 7-star number 4. I'm trying to look at the reel here. Who else is coming through there? Jabari would be cool. I still haven't done my last CCP challenge, which is the FinTech Tiger one. So a 7-star Jabari would be great. I would rather use that than rank up my 6-star for that Dormammu fight. All right, 7-star number 4 is giving us a... Oh, that is a painful rollover, man. Oh, went from a Hyperion dupe to a Falcon dupe. Ugh. This might have been useful like 2 seasons ago where he was like pretty good with the tactic. Not at all useful to me right now. That one sucks a little. All right, we got 3 more. Let's hope for at least one banger out of here. Warlock I also see in the reel. I still don't have a 7-star Warlock. And I think my 6-star is still sitting at rank 3. All right, 7-star number, what is this, 5? More Sigs on Ham. That's fine. I can't even recall what the Sigs do. But that's fine. Ham is awesome. So I really like using him. Sig 60 now. Okay, wow. All right. I'll take that one. More Titan shards as well. All right, we got 2 chances left here. I keep seeing Colossus in the reel, and that really is concerning. All right, I think we're still looking for a Killmonger dupe too. That would be cool. All right, 7-star number 6 is getting us a more Sigs on Vox. That's cool. I like Vox a lot. Duped them from some crystal before last season, I think. I didn't get to use Vox a lot during this past war season, but one of our most assigned attackers for sure. Take that. All right, and last but not least, our 7th 7-star. We've gotten some decent pulls. Nothing like, top tier, I would say, but some really solid 7-stars. Can we save the best for last and get an absolute home run on this last 7-star? Getting us a more Sigs on Silk. Okay, I will take that as well. I also recently duped Silk. I think I haven't ranked her up yet. I can't remember where I have her ranked. I think she might still be stuck at rank 1 just because I had other science champs to do, but I'm definitely happy with that. So yeah, a good spread of champs here. Sasquatch, fine. Falcon, not too excited about that. Silk is great. Vox is great. Ham is great. And then we got 2 new champs, which I'm also pretty pleased with. So yeah, all in all, a solid opening, I would say. Okay, so like I said a few minutes ago, the Titan pool recently refreshed. We've got some brand new champions in here. Patriot. Patriot's pretty good. I think he's a little niche for me personally, though. The leader is really good, and he's going to be an exceptional tactic attacker this upcoming season. I would be extremely happy pulling a 7-star leader. The Hood is a good champ. I never really got proficient with him. I wouldn't be upset, but I don't know that I would rank him up soon. Arcade is fine. Superior Iron Man, very good champ. Would be happy with him. North Star is an interesting one. I feel like North Star for me is kind of like how Shuri was when Shuri came out and then was buffed. I feel like North Star is a champion who solves problems that don't quite exist yet. Much like Shuri, it was clear that she was going to be an Everest-type champ, but there wasn't Everest content in the game for her. And then Necropolis came out. She was one of the best Necropolis attackers. I feel like North Star is probably going to be similar. And to that point, if I pulled him, I probably wouldn't rank him up, but I think that he is going to be a valuable champ to have somewhere down the line. Prowler dupe would be a top tier pull. The absolute top pull that I want, though, is a dupe on my rank 3 Ironheart. She is a tactic attacker this season. She is probably going to be one of the best tactic attackers. And the first time dupe giving her that bulwark passive and the increased potency on her debuffs, extremely valuable to me. So I would be over the moon excited if I pulled a dupe on my Ironheart. All right, let's go ahead and pop this Titan on the reel. Come on. Kabam. Jesus. If you're out there and if you're listening to me, please send me a 7-star Ironheart dupe. Please. I have sat through your Sables one after the other. Give me the Ironheart, please. Okay. Let's go ahead and tap. All right, our 7-star Titan Crystal is giving us a Prowler dupe. Yes, sir. I will happily take that. Even though it rolled over the one that I wanted, it rolled over to another huge W. Man, that is super good. By the time you see this video, my video on Deathstrike will have been out, and you will know that I've decided not to rank up Lady Deathstrike. And I had my mind kind of set on Punisher 2099, but now I'm like completely reconsidering that now that I have the dupe on Prowler. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and get to the review portion of the video. Alright, let's start off with the season summary. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, SSX finished once again in the top 10 at number 5 overall. A couple spots lower than we were last season, but as I also mentioned, we are not an alliance who pushes for podium. We do push for top 10 though, so meeting that goal this season was a huge win for us. This was a record-breaking season also for SSX in many ways. I think I put a tweet out a few days ago talking about a few of the alliance records that we broke. The big one was the number of donuts that we got this season. We smashed the previous record, and our new record is 13. So really proud of the alliance for all the hard work this season. For me personally, it was another pretty solid season, I would say. 55 kills. That's about what I average these days anymore. When I don't have one of the top tactic options at rank 3, this is usually kind of what my kill count falls into. So next season, with like Ironheart being tactic, I really expect my assignments are going to increase because I really think she's going to be one of the best tactic attackers. One death, that was the werewolf in war number 1. Yeah, that one's kept stinging. Every war that went by where I didn't die again. That first death stung a little bit more, but I'll take it. One death is only a little bit worse than getting a deathless season. So, and then our record for the season finished up at a very good 8-4. All right, here's a look at all of my fights for this season. Greens, of course, are solos, and we have one little yellow blemish there in war number 1. Not going to dwell on that too much. My favorite fight from this season, I think I called it out in the war video itself. But it was war number 9 against Nefty, that Iron Man Infinity War boss. Just a really fun fight. And I'm so glad that I got to use Beta Ray Bill this season. It's rare for me that I get a new champ and get decent enough with that champ and then be assigned that champ in war. That is like a really rare combination for me. So I was really happy to get to use him so often. I think that was my favorite Beta Ray Bill fight from this season. And then my second favorite fight, probably that arcade in War number 12. I talked a little bit about that fight. We were originally going to send a Vox to that fight, but it has buffet. And we weren't sure, how fast Vox would be. We figured Chilth would probably be pretty fast. But like getting into that fight and realizing, kind of during and then confirming afterward that she could really take that fight even outside of the attacker tactic if you played it a certain way was really cool for me. So honorable mention to the Kindred mini that I took in War 5. I think that was the Polka Dot Power and Stun Reflection mini boss. And Chilth just absolutely crushed Kindred. Kindred played that fight like it was very cooperative. Throwing the specials right away, letting me punish them. And I triggered my special right when the root hit, if I recall correctly, too. So that was a really fun fight as well. Now, when it comes to my least favorite fight for the season, there aren't really many fights here that I would consider like bad fights. Like there are fights where I nearly died, of course, but mostly to my own mistakes and not because they were bad matchups or anything. So having said that, I would probably go with the Gore on Rich Get Richer as my least favorite fight. And I took that fight 3 times this season. I know I took it at least once, maybe more, last season as well. And it's not it's not a difficult fight. There's no real trick to it. It's not even a long fight. I'm just like so tired of having to take it every season, like multiple times. But as a person in the alliance with the rank 3 Chavez, it's either kind of her or Longshot who has to end up taking that fight. It usually just always works out for me. So I will continue to do so, of course, if and when I'm asked. But just I wouldn't be upset if I was never assigned Rich Get Richer Gore ever again. All right, next up, let's take a look at all of my assigned attackers for this season. And this season a little bit different looking at this list of attackers because I was much more heavily involved in planning. I think I was at least somewhat involved in every war plan this season. A few of them I did mostly on my own. So a lot of these attackers are kind of like my own doing, which is interesting to kind of look back now and see where the numbers landed. But you probably could already have told by the thumbnail that Chavez, my most assigned attacker at 11, Deathless King Groot not far behind with 10 there. Similar to Beta Ray Bill, really, really happy that Deathless King Groot was not only a tactic attacker these past few seasons, but like a really good tactic attacker. So easy to get buffs up, so easy to get clarity up, and the regen allowed him to finish so many of his fights at a yellow bar, which was really nice on my potion stash. Chilth coming in third at number 9. Again, just, I recently took her up to rank 3. I think it was before this season. And just what an amazing champion Chilth is. She's like a mainstay on my war attack teams, like season over season. And then rounding out the top 5, Beta Ray Bill. Again, I already talked about him a little bit. And then a Black Cat, really thought I would use her a bit more. I think I probably said the same thing in my Season 50 review. Just never kind of materialized, pathing her and using her for fights. A couple of the people in other battle groups, TJ specifically, used Black Cat way more than I did. But, where we assigned her, she worked really well. And then kind of looking at the rest of the list there, Nimrod sneaking back onto it. I think he only fought Weapon X's this season. Deathstrike in there as well. Onslaught was our only death this season against that werewolf. I think we saw that placement probably twice more. And we ended up sending Chilth with either an Odin or the Hulk Synergy or both. I can't exactly remember, but whoever was sent there didn't die like I did, so it was a good switch there. Negasonic, Iron Man, Titania, and then we couldn't get through a season of Alliance War without Void getting in at least one fight. He is Tactic again next season, so hopefully we get to be taking a lot of more Void fights, and hopefully at some point very soon we can get that 7-star Void dupe. That would be fantastic. Something new I wanted to add to this review for this season, I kept track of all of our bans, or rather the attackers that were banned for us this past season. Mole Man, definitely the most banned attacker. He is so cracked. You notice that he was left open in 3 out of our 12 wars, and we definitely made good use of that. Nagase has a rank 3 mole man, a high sig, and we sent as many mole man fights as we could with him. Just a totally cracked attacker. Crossbones, another really strong attacker. We kind of expected Null to be banned quite a bit this season. We leaned on Null really, really heavily last season, and we were expecting to kind of see him banned a lot. Maestro, a really good option for hazard shift fights, really good tactic attacker, so tanky, very difficult to kill. Venom we saw banned a lot, mostly because of how cracked he was with the Scorpion synergy. Again, we had Venom open in 5 of the 12 wars, and I think we sent Venom with Scorpion in every one of those wars. Just a stupidly fast attacker. And then some other ones sprinkled in here. Angela is, a pretty common ban if you want to take away options for Hazard Shift. Chioth banned a few times, and then we got some one-offs here. Black Cat was banned once. Ghost was banned. I think that was Salty who bans Ghost. We don't really use Ghost at all anymore, so that was kind of useless for us anyway. Gore was banned once. I think that was at the very start of the season before anybody really knew who to ban. Hulkling, Magneto, Valkyrie, so a couple other one-offs rounding off that list. And then the last thing I want to show you is my list of expenses for the season. I really like to be transparent about the cost of Tier 1 Alliance War. That was one of my biggest complaints about War in general before I came back to War and moved up to Tier 1, was just how expensive it was. Now, of course, the loyalty expenses, the unit expenses, that's really only a part of the actual cost of War, because there's the cost of ranking up champions, investing signature stones, ranking up defenders that you may not specifically want to rank. But yeah, I just like to be transparent about that kind of thing. So this was a pretty average season in terms of income and expenses here. I think in the past I usually net between like 300 and sometimes as high as like 600,000 loyalties. So 318,000 net gain this season, pretty on par with what it's been the last few seasons. We did end up spending some units this season, as you can see, almost, or actually not almost, all on energy refills. That was just to get through my path faster, so that was an acceptable cost for me. But yeah, not much in the way of potions this season. A lot of boosts, a lot of special boosts, a lot of power back boosts. And this was the first season in a while where I finished like really low on advanced power boost specifically. I think I finished with like 4 out of 7 remaining, so we'll have to build that up before the start of next season. Last but certainly not least, I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to all of the officers and planners in SSX, especially those in my Battle Group 3. Now this season and somewhat last season, I have been more heavily involved in planning, so this might seem like oddly self-serving, but I do want to give like a special thank you to the other planners in my battle group, because they've given me a lot of really good advice, helped me kind of get into the swing of things with planning, really made me more comfortable with doing plans on my own. So DLL is one of the planners in my group, and also William here, who has been involved as well. Royu as well has been offering some advice. He's moved over to Battle Group 1. Big thank you to these guys. I also want to give a special thank you to a couple of guys who are leaving the Alliance shortly after Battlegrounds rewards hit. TJ specifically is taking a bit of a break from High Tier Alliance War. TJ is a fantastic player, one of the best in the game, and just a really funny guy. Really enjoy having him in the Alliance. Wish him well, and I hope we see him back again soon. And then where's Ody? There he is. Odysseus also taking a break from the game. Unclear if it's going to be for good or not. I hope not. I hope he finds his way back to SSX. Odysseus, a really good planner as well. Really thankful for all of his feedback and advice in our planning chat. Just a wealth of knowledge from these guys that we're going to be losing for the upcoming season, maybe more. So yeah, good luck to you both, and I hope to see you back soon. Alright folks, that's going to do it for another season of Alliance War Rewards. I hope you enjoyed it, and looking forward to the new tactic, which was just announced a few days ago. We've already kind of been theory crafting our defense, looking into who the best tactic attackers are likely to be, who's likely to be banned, and definitely going to be continuing to put out those war videos, so look forward to that. As always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next season.